But whenever you're wondering, is my copy too long? Is it too short? If you go through this exercise, this will give you the exact answer you're looking for, because there's no right or wrong answer, too long, too short. Copy needs to be as long as it needs to be to get your sales message across and get that person to take the action that you want them to. One thing you got to understand about prospects in any given marketplace is that prospects come in different sophistication levels, right? So let me just kind of draw this beautiful picture here. This is a golf club. This is a golf ball, and that's the hole, right? So down here is, when the ball gets in the hole, that is a sale, a purchase, the customer buys, okay? And over here, like maybe like 100 yards away or whatever, that is like a completely unaware prospect. So like, let's take an idea. Let's use Kevin as an example. Kevin is selling a lead generation service to mortgage brokers. Okay. So think about that marketplace, right? Mortgage brokers. Think about them as like that marketplace as a whole. That marketplace has a problem, right? That problem is that they don't have a consistent flow of new leads coming in so that they can actually get deals done, right? They rely on old school tactics like networking, blah, blah, blah. You get the drill, right? Networking events, which they can't do anymore because of COVID. So they're kind of struggling. I might be off a little bit because I don't know the market, but from a high level, that's the big problem that they face, right? So, and again, I'm kind of going off memory here. I could be a little off, but with that problem in mind, as marketers, and Kevin, for example, with that ad, we've got to ask ourselves, how aware of that problem are those mortgage brokers? Are they completely unaware, or they know they have the problem, but are they unaware of the solution to that problem, which is, say a lead generation system? Or are they somewhat aware where they know they need a lead generation system? They just don't know who's going to do it for them. Or are they completely aware in that they know they need a lead generation system and they're actively looking for someone to buy one from, right? There's 3 different levels of prospects. Does that make sense? So down here, you could have level 1, which is unaware. And this is going to be very terrible art. So unaware. These are people with a problem, say mortgage brokers, no consistent lead flow, inconsistent income. They don't know, they are unaware of the solution to their problem. They're unaware that having an automated lead generation campaign will solve their problem. They're not that educated yet, right? So that's level 1. I'm going to keep this super simple. Level 3 prospects would be aware. And there's a million ways to explain this, but so this is a marketplace where, again, like I was saying, they have a problem. They're aware of that problem. They're aware of the solution, and they're aware of products and services in the marketplace that they can purchase. They just haven't bought yet. They're the closest to the conversion hole, right? Then you got the guys in the middle where they are somewhat aware. And let me know in the comments if this is making sense. But this is like, you need to know this stuff if you're doing anything in regards to direct response marketing. Because so somewhat aware would be a marketplace, like I was saying, where they're aware they have a problem and they might be kind of aware of the solution. Maybe they're starting to discover, maybe they're starting to Google things about, how can I run Facebook ads to get mortgage leads into my business? Maybe they're just coming into that market. They're coming into that awareness level with like, I can run Facebook ads to get leads. And they're completely new to the concept. And they haven't actually talked with any agencies yet or anything like that. They haven't bought any services to get leads. So they're somewhere in the middle. Is this making sense so far? Somebody, let me know. Brian, is this making sense?
I'm with you. Yeah.
Okay. So how long does my ad need to be? Down here, these people are, the most unaware. They need to go from way back here, 100 yards away, into the hole down here in order to buy. So Down here, your marketing funnel needs to be longer. Your ad copy needs to be longer. Your marketing mechanisms like your webinars and things like that. That's where like long form webinars, 90-minute webinars, long form ad copy, that's where these things come in handy, because the prospect needs to be educated on the problem to even realize they have the freaking problem, to even realize that it can be solved, to even realize what the solution is, that the solution exists. And also you need to buy, that solution from me. So down here, your marketing funnels and your ad copy needs to generally be longer, because there's a lot more education that needs to be done to get them from way down here into the hole to buy. Now over here with your aware prospects, again, these are people, they already know the solution. Like I told you, I made that post on Facebook a couple weeks ago and landed an email copywriting client. That client that I landed was a completely aware prospect, right? He already knew that he had a problem. He didn't have the emails that he needed to sell his high ticket program to his software customers. He knew the solution. He needed those emails. And all I needed to do was put a freaking offer in front of him for him to buy. It was an easy putt into the hole. It's like, hey, I've got this thing that solves your problem. Do you want it? If so, reach out to me. Boom, this is exactly what I want. And all it took was a couple of messages back and forth. Boom, close the deal. That's the difference. So with Kevin, with the mortgage brokers, I'm going off memory here, but I'm pretty sure these guys are a bit old school, where, they can buy leads from other places. They're probably somewhere in the number 2 slot where they're somewhat aware. So that's why the longer copy there. Obviously Kevin's copy is a bit longer than typical, but, there, in my experience, all the stuff I've been doing online for years, millions in sales generated, it never hurts to have long copy. Except when you're talking to the completely aware prospects, because they just won't stick around. So if you're talking to someone who is like a buyer, an A-level player, and they purely just want to save time and they're willing to spend, your stuff can be shorter, straight to the point, offer-centric. So this is called education-centric marketing. This is called offer-centric marketing. So this is your 90-minute webinars, right? You're opt-in to a 90-minute webinar, long-form ad copy, opt into a 90-minute webinar, blah, 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 right? Lots of education, educate them on the problem, educate them on the solution, blah, blah, blah. Eventually they buy. Over here, you got offer-centric marketing. This is where you essentially can lead with, hey, do you want me to build you an automated YouTube client induction system that sends you clients on demand on 100% autopilot, so you don't have to, so that you can stop chasing for clients and you can finally scale your business from 7 figures to 8 figures? If so, I'm the man for the job. I've generated millions of dollars in sales online with online video, blah, blah, blah. Here's my system. If you want me to do it, click below to schedule a call with me. We'll talk about, if we can work together. Boom, done. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So and always remember the conversion hole. Whenever you're asking yourself, how long should my ad be? How long should my video be? How long should my marketing be? This answers it right here. I'll give you a story. Brian and I experienced this. Brian, and I don't know if I've ever talked about this with you, Brian, but when we launched our consulting offer on YouTube ads, we were really kind of targeting a completely unaware market. So we had like a 7-minute YouTube video ad, right? We had a 90-minute webinar, and it was great. It performed really well, like amazing click-through rate. We got tons of leads and strategy calls. We made some sales. But ultimately we ended up not being happy with the performance of it because the type of prospects that we were attracting were completely unaware. So I was getting people on strategy calls with me where, they didn't even realize, I don't want to get it too much in the details, but they didn't actually realize they had a problem and how big the problem actually was. They hadn't actually been in pain long enough to realize that they needed a solution. And those are the hardest people to sell. So these are people who are just kind of coming into the market. So maybe, for example, someone who, maybe you sell business consulting to startups. I don't know, right? That's essentially what we're doing. We're selling business consulting to startups, people who want to start a business. And the problem is that they're so early on in the journey. I was literally talking with prospects who were still at their jobs or had just lost their job. And literally that freaking day, when they clicked on my ad, they had just searched for the very first time in their lives how to start a business in 2020. They were way down here unaware. And I was getting on the phone with these guys. And I'm like, man, what's the problem here? These guys just don't see the value. There's no urgency. They don't take this seriously. It was driving me crazy. And finally it hit me. I was like, boom, we're targeting completely unaware prospects. They don't even realize they have a problem. They don't even know the solution. There's no urgency. It's going to take forever to convert those people. So I immediately pivoted. I did a test. I said, I'm going to pivot to offer-centric marketing, and I'm going to target players who are ready. They know they have a problem. They have money to spend. Boom. One Facebook post landed a client. So that's that right there. Just remember that. The conversion hole.
Remember the conversion hole.
The conversion hole.
Pete's new book. It'll be on Amazon next month.
You guys put your orders in.
The Conversion Hole by Peter Beattie.
Just put your credit card numbers in the comments right now.
Yeah, throw in the social too if you want.